Hello and welcome to KlineStudios Art Lesson 12. In this lesson we're going to do shading with a one-directional light source of a cube. So we're going to start by drawing our cube. Here's our white cube here, and you can see there's already in this angle a one-directional light source, and you can see that the top is the lightest, the side is slightly darker, and this side is the shaded side. But we're going to do the opposite because I drew my light bulb on this side. It just happens to be the way the lighting is in the room right now. So we're going to start by drawing our cube, and there's going to be an open arrow, right? So I'm going to start with this first line here, and then we're going to draw the point of the arrow, which is a wide point. Now I want to leave room for the diamond shape of the top of the cube. See how wide it is? It's open. And again, light lines on top of each other until it shows up. Again, it's wide. Alright, so I have my dull arrow. And now the line above here and here is parallel with the lines below it. So I have the lines below it. Helps me to draw. Take my pencil and slide it up to get the angle, or I can do it by eye, whatever you're comfortable with. Again, I always make my lines a little longer than they probably need to be, because we're guessing when we don't know where it ends. It's like I've said, when we did the cube in analytical line drawing, if I draw at the end of the lines, this line's going to end up not parallel with this line. See, all these are straight up and down. Okay, so I want to make sure it's parallel with this line, straight up and down, or parallel with the side of the paper. Straight up and down, up and down, up and down, till it shows up and stop. Same on the other side. Until it shows up and stop, and you can see how this line was longer. Now, this back line here is parallel with this one. And this one's parallel with this one. That's the way a cube is. So off this corner where these two lines meet, draw a parallel line with the one below it. I could raise it up, use my pencil if I want. Again, you see my line's much longer than it needs to be. Did the opposite here, go to the corner. Okay, now I have my cube shape drawn lightly, and now I'm going to put a shadow on it. The light's hitting here, so the shadow, I'm just going to draw the shape of the shadow. It's going to come off this angle slightly down and straight back because it's from a cube. And then what's going to happen is that it's going to then be parallel the back of the shadow with this line, because that's the light's hitting here and that's what's casting the shadow. So we have a shape like that. Alright, now I'm going to do the shading. Okay, now that I've shaded my box, the final thing will be to do some blending. So with a paper towel, I'm going to use my sleeve here. We're going to blend dark to light. Sorry, opposite light to dark, because if we do the dark first, it'll mess up the rest of our cube. And I'm going to gently, because I don't want to take all the pigment off, all the graphite, just going to gently keep in my sharp edges. Blend in the shade nice and neat, and you'll notice when I shade, I always shade in the same direction throughout an entire picture, and that just helps create a smoother picture. Consistency. If I don't do it the same direction and I do change direction over top it'll look scratchy and messy. Alright, so now I blended the medium, and now I go to the next darkest. Again, I'm not pressing hard. I do not want to lose the luster or the dark tone here. Especially with this paper, which is computer paper, it has no tooth or roughness to it. So it's easy to blend stuff out, tone out. And then I finish with my shadow, very gently in the dark areas. We want to keep those sharp. And then I want to fuzz out the edge as it goes away from the object.